Hey y'all, it's the Pink Princess. I'm out here in the land of magic and make believe. And yes, y'all, I don't have Princey Quincy with me this evening. I decided that I needed to focus more on my camera work and what I was saying and not pulling on a dog that is a little dog but pulls on the leash like he is a German Shepherd when he sees a rabbit. And you can see a little front end loader in the foreground, and that is something that my grandchildren play with when they're over here. But I wanted to take you over to my tomatoes this evening to show you a little trick. Now my tomato plants are way behind most people's tomato plants. I got them planted very late due to some uncommon weather and uncommon times. But here they are, and they are finally starting to have the tomatoes. And actually the ones that are out in the garden are really starting to have many, many tomatoes on them. But these are getting there. But what I thought I would teach you tonight very quickly is all about suckers. Oh no, I'm not talking about your ex-husband or one of your old friends. This is a sucker on a tomato plant. And let's see if I can manage to maneuver everything here. Okay, so what is a sucker on a tomato plant? Well, as you can see, we have two branches here with a third one in the middle. And that one in the middle is called a sucker. And the reason it got that name is exactly what it says it is. It's sucking the nutrients from my other two more productive vines. So what we like to do in the world of tomatoes, let me see if it'll pinch off. If not, I brought my handy dandy clippers. You just simply pop it out, just like that. And then what I do is I simply go down in my pot, or you can set up another pot of dirt, but I literally just stick it down in the dirt several inches and keep it watered like crazy. Sorry about the hand. Keep it watered, and guess what, y'all? It will root, and it will root very quickly. And if your climate is warm enough and stays warm enough, you will have what I call late tomatoes. And down here in the South, a lot of times when we have late tomatoes, we're so happy to finally kind of get some fresh tomatoes again, because the ones that have been producing all summer are starting to get very tired, and some of them are not even producing anymore. So it gives us some more fresh tomatoes. But oh my gosh, what happens when you get that early frost? Because y'all, the way the weather's been for the last few years, who knows? So you get that early frost, but your tomatoes are still like this one on this vine. Pick them anyway. When you know that it's going to be a really hard cold frost, go ahead and pick that tomato early. And I usually wrap them up in newspapers, but bring it in. And you've probably heard of fried green tomatoes, and yes, y'all, they are delicious. So don't worry if your tomatoes don't make in time before the cold weather sets in again, because you can still get lots of good use from them. And again, I'll show you this little sucker. He's just stuck in the soil, and I'll keep him good and wet. And before we know it, we'll have another tomato vine growing up inside this cage. Now, one more note about tomatoes in pots. With these, I do have to fertilize and water them more than the ones in the garden, because as I water them, I'm leaching the nutrients out of that little bit of soil, where the ones out in the garden have the benefit of the soil staying nice and rich. Let me see if I can get over to them fast enough. because our time is, again, rapidly going away. Yeah, I don't think I can, maybe I can. It's not that far away. It's just when you're trying not to make everybody seasick and avoiding your shadow in the late day sun. But over here we have tomatoes and cucumbers out in my friendship garden because I plan and I've already been giving cucumbers away to friends and squash. But these tomatoes, I don't have to water and fertilize them as much because they're in just really good soil and they have plenty of soil around them. It's not a limited supply, so I don't have to fertilize them too much. And you don't want to fertilize them too much because then you just get more plant than you do tomatoes. Y'all, I hope this was somewhat informative. Sorry it jumped around a little bit. But I want you to know that your life can be productive even in hard times. Find something you enjoy and make it the best you can and make the time that we're dealing with right now the best that we can. And y'all stay healthy. Well, wear your mask, please. And y'all, I absolutely, and Princey Quincy too, love you to pieces. Bye, y'all.